into turn 1 here at Long Beach, which is the most important braking zone on the track. It's a famous turn 1, but it's famous for all the wrong reasons. The amount of first corner pileups that you've seen here is phenomenal. And the last couple years we've been all right. You know, Joseph Newgarden might argue that point, but for the most part we've been fairly well behaved the last few years. And the secret here is not hitting anything. Obviously you got to be late on the brakes. There is the runoff if you need it, and you got to use every inch of the racetrack here to really get close to the wall, because that lines you up nicely for the mountain. Easily the prettiest corner. The water's not on right now, it normally is, and I remember just being a kid seeing all the pictures from the cars coming around here, and you use every inch of racetrack on the inside here, get really close to the shrubbery, if you will. And there's always an issue with power down on exit here. It's so easy to clip this wall off to your left. Not difficult to lose the left rear there, but obviously important not to. This next little section is turn 4 and 5. These are two really tricky kind of technical corners. Some guys use curves, some guys don't. There's a couple different ways to get through here, but it's kind of hard to see. The track falls down here on exit, and that can often make the car behave differently. Usually it's understeer, but you got a nice curved wall here, it gives you a bit of extra room. Now this is turn 5, which again will look quite different on Sunday when there's not traffic here. And turn 5 and I had a little disagreement last year in practice. I went this way, and then kind of this way, and then a little bit this way, and less this way, and kind of this way, this way, this way. Anyway, you get the idea. It was bad because it was like the second lap of practice, and I remember Elliott did the exact same thing a few laps later, and then Dario made fun of me later that day, saying, "What are you doing putting in the tires there, you muppet?" And then on the first lap of warm-up on Sunday, Dario did the exact same thing. So it's easier to do than you think. A 4-time champion did it. I actually feel like I'm in an elite group of drivers. A 3-time 500 winner and a 3-time 500 winner and 4-time champion, and I all did it. So that's pretty exclusive company. This is down to turn 6. This is one of the toughest corners on the track, because for a straight circuit, it's a very, very quick corner. You come through here, it's pretty open on the exit, so you carry a lot of speed through it. Not necessarily a passing opportunity, obviously. It can be, but sometimes it all goes wrong. Just ask Ryan Hunter-Reay and Takuma Sato, who last year worked together to give me my first IndyCar podium. Thanks for that, boys. Right about there. Somewhere over there is where it happened. But seriously, could you imagine how much more exciting the race would be if we were dodging traffic the whole time? I'm not quite sure how we got here. We'll go on the road, why not? This very bumpy section of the racetrack heading into turn 8, a lot of bumps, really easy to lock up and hit the runoff here. You'll see a lot of guys in practice visit the runoff here, just trying to find the limit. You'll also see a lot of guys, whether it's our race or the other races, and whether it's practice, qualifying, or the race, if they don't find the runoff, they find the tires on the outside of turn 8. That is not an uncommon thing to happen at all. Really important to get a good run out of here because it's the second longest straight on the track, and another, I wouldn't say great, but potential passing opportunity into turn 9. this is more than normal. I don't know what's causing this, but it's more than normal. So here now we're heading into the brake zone for turn 9, and you can see there's patches, there's paint, there's bumps, there's different kinds of surfaces. It makes it really difficult. And what's weird about this corner is, again, a very quick corner for a street circuit, but this section of the racetrack was used last weekend for Formula Drift. So all of a sudden you go from a really green racetrack to a part of a racetrack that has a lot of rubber down, because those guys like laying rubber. Again, another corner really easy to get it wrong. A lot of guys have seen the outside of the turn 9 wall here. And this is the most technical section of the track. A lot of lap time can be made up and lost here. You got to carry a lot of speed through 9, but then there's a couple different ways to take this next section here in turn 10. No right or wrong way, just a lot of different ways, but there's definitely a lot of time to be made up because it's a long section. I know, you're welcome. You come around here, it's a very long corner, kind of a double apex. You don't want to go out too far because there's a lot of dirt and marbles that happen out there. And then, of course, arguably the most famous corner in IndyCar racing, Turn 11 at Long Beach, the hairpin. The slowest corner of the year, first gear. We have to use different steering arms at this track just to make it around the corner. And it's so tough to get right because it is so slow, and it's so important to get the power down on exit. You can get on it too early, snap loose, clip the wall, push understeer, hit the wall. Basically, there's a lot of things that can go wrong despite the fact you're only doing like 30 miles an hour. And then down the front straight, and that's Long Beach.